Yes, you read that right. dxFeed gave me the chance to watch full depth of market data for stocks, and it's a total game changer. Let me show you why. One of my specialties is reading order flow. The research is abundantly clear that it's orders that really move markets. So looking at price alone is simply insufficient to really understand what is going on. That means analyzing every market and limit order that gets placed in a market. Now, in order to do this form of analysis, you need to be able to see something called the order book or depth of market, more commonly called the DOM. The order book keeps track of all limit orders placed on the exchange. Those limit orders wait in line to get filled by being matched up with market orders. Now, this data allows us to do all sorts of useful things. For instance, we can categorize whether a market order was a buy or a sell by comparing the price that order executed at compared to the current best bid ask from the order book. Now, there's all sorts of great things you can do with order flow, and if you want to learn more about that, I have a whole playlist to teach you how to use order flow. Anyways, I typically trade futures because the full depth of market data is much easier to come by for futures. Almost every major futures trading platform these days comes with tools to help you read the order flow. Such data is not as common in stocks. There's been a few ways to get a hold of such data, but they haven't really picked up traction. Well, the wait is over, and I really think this is going to become a more common thing. Our friends at dxFeed have implemented Nasdaq's Total View, which allows them to provide full order book data for US stocks. The data is available in my favorite charting platform, NinjaTrader 8, as well as 9 other platforms. So when they offered me a chance to give things a test drive before the launch of the product, I jumped at the chance. Now, getting the setup working in NinjaTrader is pretty simple. You simply download and install their add-on that works with any version of NinjaTrader. Yes, even the free version of NinjaTrader, so you don't need an expensive license to do this. The free version of NinjaTrader doesn't let you submit live orders, but since dxFeed is data only with no execution, that's perfectly fine. So you can do your charting and data in NinjaTrader and use your regular stockbroker tools to actually submit orders. NinjaTrader's built-in DOM does not support stocks, so dxFeed created 3 new windows. The first window allows you to search for stocks so that you can add them to a quick list. You can then pull up stocks in their DOM and heat map windows. Both of these components are pretty standard affairs for those of you that are already familiar with order flow. Their DOM has a row for each price and displays how many limit orders are at each level. The heat map shows this data, but more visually, using colors and showing you how the market depth has changed over time. And again, even the fancy heat map works regardless of what NinjaTrader license you have. That's a really good deal because some vendors are charging a ton for market depth heat maps. Now, what dxFeed has is admittedly pretty basic, but it does work very well out of the box. Believe me, I poked around quite a bit trying to break things, and I wasn't able to find any problems. But here's the thing. It's on NinjaTrader, so I can still pull up a regular NinjaTrader 8 chart and use all of my favorite fancy tool. That includes tick replay based order flow indicators. I did find a few indicators that I had to fiddle with on historical data, but everything worked perfectly with live data, and that includes my elite order flow indicators that you can buy through speculatorseth.com. Now, one issue I did run into was that many order flow indicators don't deal with orders that occur in between the best bid ask. In futures, the spread is almost always equal to the minimum tick size, so they never encounter this situation, but in stocks, there's often more of a spread. So that means that you're more likely to run into situations where you need a more fancy algorithm to classify volume as buy or sell. So I worked really hard last week and created a version of cumulative delta for stocks that utilizes this more advanced trade classification algorithm to deal with those orders. It's only like 10% of orders, so it's not a huge deal, but this method is more accurate. I'll include it in my elite indicator suite at speculatorseth.com, and remember that you can try my indicators free for 2 weeks. There's a bunch of new things in there too, so if you've already done the trial and want to try again, just message me your NinjaTrader machine ID on Discord and I will reset your trial. I haven't even gotten to the best part though. It works with Jigsaw Bridge. So Jigsaw Day Trader is my favorite DOM and it's my primary trading tool. I am a Jigsaw affiliate, so you can get $100 off Jigsaw with my coupon code in the video description below. Now, Jigsaw has a feature that allows you to pipe data out of NinjaTrader and into Jigsaw. So I can use my favorite DOM with the current trades columns to tell me how many market orders it took to lift price. It's just an absolute dream. Like, really, I did not expect everything to work so perfectly. When I told Peter Davies from Jigsaw about it, he didn't seem too surprised though. So that kind of makes me wonder what things he might be up to. But the real question, is the data actually useful for stocks? I believe so. In fact, in some instances, I think this data will be even more useful in stocks than it was in futures. It's easier to find an instrument that's really moving where order flow reading will be more effective. So I really believe we're about to see a renaissance in stock trading here as more people learn about order flow. I think you'll agree once you see the recorded footage I'm about to show you. Like, I'm always a little careful about overhyping things, but really, I'm about to show you the coolest order flow you might ever see. I have an example of this data in action on none other than Bed Bath & Beyond at the height of the mania on the 17th of August. Yeah, check this out. So here I just happened to take a little sim trade long. You can see very aggressive and impulsive market orders coming in and taking out large chunks of liquidity all at once. Things get a little exciting, but what's this? Limit orders aren't really getting out of the way. Massive absorption here at the top and huge liquidity holes underneath. That's a big nope for me, so I took profits and sure enough, we quickly fell back down. You can see with my cumulative delta on the chart that even though price was slightly rising, we weren't really getting a strong, consistent flow of buyers. There was a lot more market selling than you might realize from just looking at price. It seems to me like sellers were more than happy to dump their bags on people, and sure enough, things got ugly with selling into the close, and the stock has struggled ever since. Order flow is rarely that clear, but I really think that retail traders might have behaved differently if they could see the data that I was looking at. That's not to say that order flow is everything. It only tells you about the current state of the market. You still need to understand the context around the moves for the day and have information that can reliably predict future orders. So reading the current market state through order flow is only part of a complete strategy and does not guarantee you success. Still, it's a very powerful tool that I cannot trade without, and I really think stock traders have a great opportunity to use it to their advantage, especially here early when few stock traders know about the advantages that order flow analysis can bring. Now, price, the data is $70 a month, and they did give me a coupon code, so if you use the link before the end of September 2022, you'll get 30% off, making your first month $48. So check the video description for that. I also want to note that it's not an affiliate link or anything. This is not a sponsored video, so I did not receive compensation to review this. They did give me very early access though, and I really enjoyed working together with dxFeed to make this video. We got into the real nitty-gritty of this data and like every little update that it sends into NinjaTrader. They were very knowledgeable and I had a blast making this video. So what do you guys think? Should I start watching stocks now? I mean, I love trading the treasuries and I'm definitely not going to stop doing that, but we could at least start watching some stocks. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will see you guys during the morning live streams every morning starting at 8:30 Eastern time. In the meantime, oh yeah, that's right. We're going to start a new outro. Stay excellent, team.